prediction.
I'm still trying to figure out the whole Tavares Jackson thing. What was the point?
Welcome back to Buffalo Bills pregame week 10. We're in the home stretch of the season. The election's over, and my condolences to all the fellow libertarian voters. We didn't win again. Alright, top story this week. The Bills are not running the ball. And who is to blame? Is it on the end of the coaching that they're infatuated with the pass offense and the new look of the NFL? Or is it the inability to have a good passing game that we're falling behind in games and have to pass?
I think they're trying to play a game that they don't have the personnel to execute. We have good running backs, so we should run them. I mean, the game was, 6-9 at halftime, so it wouldn't make any sense to start throwing the ball. Keep pounding the ball. The two guys are going to score. Jackson and Spiller, they're going to score. Yes, you can throw a pass in here or there, but he gets more yardage from the run than they do the pass. I mean, he can't throw the ball more than 10 yards. So what's the point?
I mean, I really think that, like you said, they should be running the ball. That starting with 5 wide every first down was absolutely ridiculous when you have two really good running backs. However, I do believe that Chan Gilly was trying to do the Packers offense. They scored 42 points via passing. I think they were trying to copy that. Good plan, but we don't have the players to do it. We really don't. I mean, Fitzpatrick's not Aaron Rodgers, and our receivers are not, the Packers receivers. So, and Changeli, as a good coach, needs to recognize that.
I think Houston's shown a formula in which to play the Bills on defense, at least. They crowded the box the whole game, and they dared the Bills to throw over their heads, which is not something the Bills have proven to do. I still think the most exciting play of the season has been the interception Brad Smith threw, because at least we watched the ball travel, a third of the field. we haven't seen that otherwise the entire season, and it just makes these games so difficult to watch. So, on to the breakdown. There were some roster moves this week. Pierce on the offensive line, Terrence McGee, both put on the injured reserve. Looks like Hairston will be replacing Pierce on the right tackle. Does this affect the Bills much going against New England?
Our line's 80% right now, and Hairston, I think, is pretty even with Pierce, so I don't think the Pierce loss is going to be that big of a deal. I'm glad we're actually getting Easley back.
Marcus Easley's back on the team, providing a long threat that we may not be able to take advantage of.
Okay, well, at least he's going to be, running around and doing stuff. I don't know.
Because TJ Graham hasn't been running around at all up to this point.
I like Easley. I've never been a huge TJ Graham fan. Easley, when he was playing the second receiver, and of course now he's cut for whatever reason, when he at least was in that spot, he looked decent. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do, even though he's only going to be on special teams apparently. But and that's another. We can get into the personnel usage. Anyway,
Nikhil, will you miss the touchbacks now that Potter's been cut off the team?
There weren't any. That's why he got cut.
Yeah, maybe we'll have some. Maybe we'll have some touchbacks or something.
If there's a strong wind at Lindell's back.
Yeah, we'll get something together. I don't know what the deal is with the special teams and the kicking game. I'm not sure. Hopefully Harrison can slide into that spot with Pierce being gone. That's probably our biggest problem. Nothing with our line is consistent. We can't keep the same players. And, for 3 games straight, can we start the same line? So
one thing that has been a huge surprise that no one predicted going into this season was the crazy moves that would happen to the special teams, that Brian Mormon would get cut and the whole Potter experiment would be over, silliness. But going into this game, Jared, besides running the ball, an emphasis on running the ball,
right.
What do we do to, do we even try to throw the ball downfield? What do we do on offense?
Oh boy. I think we need to try, because the Patriots defense they just acquired Aqib Talib in the last couple of weeks or so, and they put McCourty at safety, so they're reorganizing things. They're not going to know their reads. I mean, there's going to be a mismatch at some point. Someone's going to do something right, and then it's just a question of whether or not Fitzpatrick can actually hit him or not. And if he does get that throw, and I mean, you're right, he does miss his players. Okay, I'm going to give you that. Some of them have been extremely painful to watch. But if there's a wide open T.J. Graham down the field, he should be able to hit him. And they should design a little bit more of that, because despite his inability to throw it down the field a lot, they're not even really giving him a chance to.
Nakia, what did the Bills have to do to stop drives against the Patriots the way they did against the Texans?
They have to be consistent. They have to continue to, if we got to play, 6-7 men in the box, and do that. You're going to have to stop the run, because we know that New England can run and throw the ball. But you got to get pressure on Brady, so he can't throw the ball down the field. We know Brady can throw the ball 30, 40 yards easily. So you have to stop him and get pressure on him so he doesn't have the opportunity to throw the ball down the field.
Jared, you're intimidated by all the weapons that they have on offense for New England. Who are you most worried about, or is there a group?
There's really not one single person, but I think we got to respect Stephen Ridley this time. I mean, we didn't at all last time. I think Gailey was quoted saying, "Oh, I didn't know they were going to run the ball." So, I mean, I'm not even kidding. That's not a joke. That happened. And, we have to go in respecting all elements of that team this time around. They can run. We got to be ready to pressure that run, just like we did with Arian Foster. And as for the pass, I don't know how we're going to defend it. I hate to say it like that, but Gronk is a weapon. Welker's a weapon. There's not much we try to cover. We'll see. Maybe Leotis might actually understand how to read coverage now.
He'll learn how to play his position.
Yeah, because Aaron Williams is out.
Well, let's hope that Tom Brady stubs his toe on his way to work.
But then they got Ryan Mallett, so I don't know.
Topic of discussion this week is a good one. If Gailey were to be fired in the middle of the season, where exactly would he rank among the worst coaches of all time in Buffalo Bills history? Jared, with a historical perspective?
Well, I'm not going to list all the coaches that we've ever had, but you go back to the 60s, Harvey Johnson. Oh my God, one win one season, then they brought another coach on, and then the coach went away, and then they brought Harvey Johnson back because he does such a brilliant job of that one win the first time that then he won another game, and they got those 2 games under his belt under all those seasons. It's wow. But no, I think honestly after that, I think Gailey is worse than Greg Williams, Mike Mularkey, and Dick Duran.
Interesting. And that's the real conversation we're trying to have here. In the recent history, we've experienced some awful coaches. Where do you rank Gailey amongst those 4?
I mean, if we can do the 7 and 9 like we've been doing, he'll be right in line with everybody else. We've been 7 and 9 for the last 6-7 years?
As long as I
That was Duran.
7 and 9, 6 and 10. He'll be right there with everybody else. So I don't know which is worse. When we started, we start 5 and 0 and then went 7 and 9.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what's worse: is starting 5 and 0 and then falling off, or just going up and down all season. So
sputtering.
Yeah, it's all crazy. They're all bad.
In my opinion, I think Duran was the most painful, most personally insulting to me to watch because the games were such an insult to your intelligence as a football fan and to the city. I remember going to that Cleveland Brown games where we lost 9-6 and thinking, I was having so much fun in the parking lot. Why did I leave the fun to be bored to death at this game? Cleveland completed 2 passes and still won the game.
Well, it was 6-3.
6-3. Thank you. But it was just difficult to be a fan of the sport with Dick Duran. And as awful as Chan Gailey's been, he hasn't stooped that low, in my opinion. So it may not play out on paper because Duran got that 7 and 9 streak that left us out of drafting anyone decent. He mutilated this team inadvertently. And Gailey had to inherit that, so I'm going to go with Duran as the worst. But Gailey's probably close behind, besides Harvey Johnson. So that brings us to the keys of this week's game. Nakia, we'll start with you. What is your key to the game for the Bills to win?
I think they're going to have to run the ball against New England. I mean, New England has a decent defense, but they have to do what they're good at. No matter who you're playing, you kind of have to stick to your game and do what you're good at. And the Bills are good at running the ball, so they need to stick with it.
Jared?
Pass rush. We gotta get Brady down. I know I say that all the time, but if we disrupt their pass game, then basically that could disrupt Brady's ability to throw the ball. I know that sounds so simple, but like if we throw him off track, he's not going to be calling good. The confidence will go down the overall team, and we might have a chance to actually score some points and get some stuff going on there.
Get a new quarterback, I guess. Ryan Fitzpatrick's terrible. Picks? Does anyone here think the Bills have a chance to Kia?
No. Maybe because they might get snow, so it might be a little tougher game. They're getting snow in Jersey, maybe it'll move on up to Boston area. So you never know, but no.
No? What's the score?
No. If it snows...
No, you gotta do one score. You can't do a stipulation on snow.
Because of the snow, they're not going to score as many points.
Okay.
So we're going to say like 27-10.
Jared?
I don't know. I got hit in the head this morning, and somehow the score of 33-23 came to mind, so I'm going to go with that.
Oh, that's a close one. So now, I'm going to go with 35 to a bunch of field goals, 12. And I guess we just hope for our lives. We're going to be playing another team that might be better than us next week in Miami, who's looking much better than they started off. So we'll see you then for a Thursday night primetime game. And as always, Buffalo Bills pregame. Good luck, Bills.